Heinrich Ehrler was a German Luftwaffe military aviator during World War II, a fighter ace credited with 208 enemy aircraft shot down in over 400 combat missions. The majority of his victories were claimed over the Eastern Front, with 9 claims over the Western Front, which included 8 in the Messerschmitt Me 262 jet fighter. Born in Oberbalbach, Ehrler grew up in the Weimar Republic and Third Reich as one of 12 children. He joined the military service in the Wehrmacht in 1935, initially service with the artillery and anti-aircraft artillery. He participated in the Spanish Civil War and following the outbreak of World War II transferred to the DIREKTOR. Following flight training, he was posted to the 4th Staffel of Jagdgeschwader 77, which was later redesignated to 4th Staffel of Jagdgeschwader 5. Scapegoated for the loss of the German battleship Tirpitz, Ehrler, who had been nominated for the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross with oak leaves and swords prior to the disaster, was court-martialed, stripped of his command and sentenced to 3 years and 2 months Festungshaft. Ehrler's sentence was later commuted and his loss of rank rescinded, and in February 1945 he was transferred to Jagdgeschwader 7. According to his fellow pilots, Ehrler thereafter flew in the increasingly desperate air battles without the purpose and dedication that had made him one of the Luftwaffe's most successful aces. On the 4th of April 1945, he shot down 2 Allied bombers for his final 2 victories, before destroying a third by ramming with his damaged aircraft after having run out of ammunition. Early life and career. Ehrler was born on the 14th of September 1917 in Oberbalbach, today part of Lauderkönigshofen, in the district of Tauberbischofsheim of the Grand Duchy of Baden. He was one of 8 children of a laborer. When his mother died, his father married again. The second marriage added 4 more children to the family. Following a vocational education as a butcher, Ehrler joined the military service of the Wehrmacht on 29 October 1935. He initially served with the 7th Battery of Artillery Regiment 25 in Ludwigsburg. He then transferred to the Luftwaffe, where he served with Flak Regiment 8 from the 7th of April to the 1st of November 1936. From the 2nd of November 1936 to the 15th of August 1937, Ehrler served with the 3 Flak 88 of the Condor Legion in the Spanish Civil War. Following this assignment, he then served with the 14 Flak Regiment 5 from the 24th of August 1938 to the 1st of August 1939. He was then posted to 1 Reserve Flakabteilung 502 on the 2nd of August 1939. World War II. World War II in Europe began on Friday, the 1st of September 1939, when German forces invaded Poland. Ehrler, who was still serving with the anti-aircraft artillery, requested transfer to the fighter force of the Luftwaffe on the 3rd of January 1940. His transfer request was accepted and he underwent flight training from the 1st of February to the 4th of November 1940. During this training period he was promoted to Feldwebel on the 1st of July and to lieutenant on the 1st of January 1941. On the 1st of February 1941, Ehrler was posted to 4. Staffel of Jagdgeschwader 77, later redesignated to 4. Staffel of Jagdgeschwader 5, based in Norway. There, he scored his first victory in May 1940 and was awarded the Iron Cross 2nd Class on the 19th of September 1941. JG-77 supported ex-Fliegerkorps in operations against Britain from bases in Norway, often providing fighter cover for Stuka attacks against British shipping. JG-77 was restructured as JG-5 Izmir in January 1942. JG-5 operated from bases in northern Norway and Finland, and they mostly engaged Russian aircraft but were also given the task of intercepting British raids on Norway. Ehrler claimed his second victory on the 19th of February 1942. He led a patrol of 3 aircraft of 4 Staffel and shot down a Polikarpov I-18. The Allied convoy PQ-16, consisting of 35 merchant vessels and protected by 15 escort ships, was sighted by German reconnaissance aircraft on 16 May 1942. Over the following days, the convoy came under multiple attacks from Kampfgeschwader 30 and Kampfgeschwader 26. On 30 May 1942, JG-5 engaged in combat as well. In aerial combat, JG-5 claimed 43 fighter aircraft and 7 bombers shot down. Ehrler was among the most successful pilots that day. He was promoted to lieutenant and made Staffelkapitän in 6 Jagdgeschwader 5 after his 11th victory on 20 July. On 4 September, he was awarded the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross for 64 aerial victories. The presentation was made by the Fliegerführer Nordoberst Alexander Holl. By 1 June 1943, he was promoted to Hauptmann and appointed Gruppenkommandeur commander of 2 JG-5. On 8 June 1943, Ehrler was credited with his 100th aerial victory. He was the 40th Luftwaffe pilot to achieve the century mark. During this period he was also awarded the Eichenlaub to his Ritterkreuz. On 25 May 1944, he achieved 9 victories in one day, bringing his tally up to 155. On 1 August, he was appointed to Geschwader Commodore of JG-5 and at the same time was promoted to Major. Sinking of the Tirpitz. On 12 November 1944, the RAF launched its final raid against the battleship Tirpitz. Avro Lancaster bombers from 617 and 9 squadrons were sent to Akkoya, a little west of Tromsø where the Tirpitz was based. Ehrler was in command of 9 JG-5 at Fliegerhorst with 12 operational Focke-Wulf FW-190 A3s. The Staffel was at 10 minutes readiness status due to the continuing pressure of British bombers in the Tromsø area. Ehrler's unit was scrambled airborne, but he received conflicting messages as to the enemy aircraft location and course. Some reports claimed Alta was the target area, others indicated Bodo. When it finally became clear that the target was the Tirpitz, it was too late for the fighters to intercept, and the Tirpitz was destroyed with much loss of life. After this unsuccessful action, Ehrler faced a court-martial hearing in Oslo on the grounds of his not having understood the seriousness of the attack. Evidence was presented that supported the contention that his unit had failed to respond to requests from the Kriegsmarine for help. Ehrler was found guilty. He was relieved of command, demoted and sentenced to 3 years in prison. Ehrler had been recommended for the Knight's Cross with oak leaves and swords prior to the disaster, but the award was not approved. Walter Schuck, one of his junior officers, appealed to Reichskommissar Joseph Terboven. On 12 January 1945, Terboven hand-delivered Schuck's affidavit in support of Ehrler to Reichsmarshal Hermann Göring, Commander-in-Chief of the Luftwaffe. Further investigations and testimonies indicated that the aircrews did not know that the Tirpitz had been moved to the new location at Akkoya a couple of weeks earlier, and Heinrich Ehrler was a convenient scapegoat for the failure to protect Tirpitz. The investigation concluded the reason for the failure was poor communication between the Kriegsmarine and the Luftwaffe. Ehrler was exonerated. Shortly afterward, the Führer HQ announced Ehrler's release and return to frontline service, where he would have the chance to rehabilitate himself. Ehrler's sentence was commuted and his loss of rank rescinded. He was reassigned to an Me-262 fighter squadron in Germany. Transfer to Germany. Ehrler was transferred to Jagdgeschwader 7 on 27 February 1945. JG-7 was equipped with the Messerschmitt Me 262 jet fighter, and was given the task of Reichsverteidigung. During the next 5 weeks, Ehrler scored a further 8 kills, bringing his tally to 206. On the morning of 4 April 1945, Ehrler flew his last sortie and achieved the last 3 of his 208 recorded victories. Flying out of JG-7's airfield at Brandenburg-Brest, accompanied by his wingmen, was in the skies 50 kilometers east of Hamburg when B-24 liberators from the 448th Bombardment Group began forming the bombing run of Parchim. Ehrler attacked the lead 714th Bombardment Squadron, downing 2 B-24 Liberator bombers, LT-J. Shafters, Miss BHAVN, and LT Mains, Redbow. At the time of the attack, 2 P-51 Mustangs were pursuing Major Ehrler, and he was being fired upon by the bomber's gunners, taking hits from the tail and waist gunners of LTG Brock's B-24, My Buddy, who reported pieces of fuselage flying off the jet. The attack took place over Bakin. Minutes later, as the 448th Bombardment Group circled back towards the Group RP at Stendal, Ehrler engaged a third Liberator, Trouble in Mind, flown by Captain John Ray's crew over Tirpitz. A reference is made by surviving crew members to cannon hits in the fuselage that destroyed the Liberator, but Ehrler had only moments before he radioed Major Theodor Weissenberger that he was out of ammunition and intended to ram the bomber. In any case, both planes were destroyed in the ensuing explosion. The B-24 crashed at Krallenkempe near Heidelberg, as Ehrler's jet fell to earth in the woods of Scharlibbe, where he was killed. His body was recovered the following day at Scharlibbe, near Stendal, where he was buried. Ehrler's grave at Stendal confirms the date of death as 4 April 1945. Quotations. Theo, I have run out of ammunition. I'm going to ram this one. Goodbye. We'll see each other in Valhalla. Heinrich Ehrler's last transmission over the squadron radio network before he rammed the B-24 bomber, Trouble in Mind, piloted by Captain John Ray, destroying both aircraft and killing himself. Theo refers to Theodor Weissenberger. Walter Schuck, who followed the RT exchange over the loudspeaker in the ops room, recalls Ehrler's last words slightly differently. He believes they were, Theo, Heinrich here, have just shot down 2 bombers. No more ammunition. I'm going to ram. Auf Wiedersehen. See you in Valhalla. Awards. Ehrenpokal der Luftwaffe. German Cross in Gold on 18 March 1943 as lieutenant in the 6th Jagdgeschwader 5. Front Flying Clasp of the Luftwaffe in Gold. Iron Cross Second Class First Class, 265th Oak Leaves on 2 August 1943 as Hauptmann and Gruppeng Commander of the 3. Jagdgeschwader 5. Recovered Bf 109 G2. A Bf 109, number 13605 of the 6 JG5 was found in Russia, and was later purchased and recovered by warplane restorer Jim Pierce on November 2003. The aircraft was the one flown by Ehrler on his 200th kill. Afterward he transferred to JG-7 to fly the Me-262. The airframe was later shot down by Russian flak over northwestern Russia and was forced to land in the tundra, and had sat there until it was recovered. It is currently being restored.